In this video, it's got two separate parts. The first part is me showing a student his swing, a before and after, and kind of how we saw him struggling with a flip and what the cause was, not just the effect. The other part we talked about with him is trying to get his body, arms, and clubs sequenced up a little bit better. The second video is two drills that I really like, and I think that are a huge benefit if you're struggling with not having great impact and you're kind of struggling with that sequencing of your club, arms, and body to impact and kind of past impact. Those drills I think are going to be a huge benefit if you struggle again with impact and kind of feeling compression and getting that to sequence up. So those drills will help you sequence up your swing better, and I hope you enjoy. Here's a lesson I had last week. Student was talking about in his swing he felt like he was flipping it. A lot of times we feel the effect, not the cause. So again, when we're looking on video and we're looking at a swing, hey, I always want to try to find out, is there something else that's causing it? Or are you actually just flipping it or doing one of these things you don't want or something causing it? Usually there's a cause and we feel the effect a little bit more. So he was feeling like he was flipping it going through, making poor contact, just not hitting it solid at all. He also has worked really hard in the past to get to his left side where he helps that stabilize that flip a little bit. But he also used to hang back a little bit, so that's where some of that's from. So the swing on the right was his first swing before we talked about anything, and he just kind of got up here and swung. So I've got some lines on his head, his hips, and then one outside his front foot here is where I'd like to see at impact where the leg get to. So let's take a look here, and you'll see right away in the backswing how he's already getting left, and you can see how much this right hip has come off of that line already. His upper body's stayed pretty steady, but he's really straightened and pushed off that right leg. And you can see at the top here how that left hip, two things. One, it's outside that original hip line, but two, it's almost outside that right foot already. So when he gets coming down now, you're gonna see he gets even more forward. And as he gets to impact, he's got that left hip, that left thigh, outside that left foot, so not that stable. Head's a little bit in front, and it impact pretty good. But now we can see coming down, because he got so far in front, he can't really hang on to it anymore or kind of compress it. Hey, he's got to allow that thing to kind of flip, but it's because of his body being so far out in front that he's got to catch up the hands there, okay? So what we worked on here first, here, and kind of showing you, we'll get back up to the top of the swing here. There's about the top. So the first part was, hey, when we worked on this backswing, hey, we've got to keep that lower body, that pelvis needs to stay a little bit more centered here. Whoops. That pelvis needs to stay a little bit more centered in this backswing. We don't want it getting so far forward so early in the swing. As he gets coming down, hey, there should be some pressure to that left side. But now we can see how that left hip and that left leg are more in line, where the other one was way more out in front, okay? Now, he still has a little bit of flip here going through because his body's kind of used to that. That's what he's had to do to catch it up. So the first part there is, hey, we've got to fix this backswing so we don't have a chance to not flip. When he gets so far ahead of it, like we saw at the top of this backswing here, hey, he's so far out in front, the only way he can catch up the club to the ball is to get that flip at the bottom. So let's make sure we're not just having a flip just because. Hey, there's something probably causing that. And in this instance, hey, was the body getting a little more out in front? So I'm going to show you two drills here in a second of how I can work on that and getting as I come through now, how I can be a little more stable. And then to me, again, when he's out in front here, he's out of sequence. That's the big part. So because he's out of sequence and his lower body's so far ahead, guess what? These hands are lagging behind and they've got to flip at that golf ball. And again, it's pretty good at impact, but it's having to catch up so rapidly, and that's where he's getting a flip. Now, he also had some where he would get so far out in front and he would try not to flip, and he would almost catch it a couple grooves low or catch it really thin because, again, he's so far out in front. And I think when we were hitting this 7-iron right here, when he got so far out in front here, he had his attack angle down at like -10, -9, because, again, he's so far forward there, that club doesn't even have a chance. I mean, you can see here like how high that club is coming down, and it's, again, you can even see here, it's a little bit high on the golf ball, and he's not really making good contact. And he had a lot of low shots, a lot of thin shots because of him being so far out in front there and then flipping there. So again, not a real good position here with the body at this hip being so far out in front and being so far forward there, that's going to make it easy for us to get to impact. So again, being able to get that backswing a little bit better is going to allow him to sequence this up a little bit better coming down. So again, if I can sequence it up better, then I can eliminate that flip. So I'll show you kind of two things that I like to do to kind of help sequence that up and help me feel how my body and arm should work through that ball a little bit better. Here's two drills to help us sequence up our club, arms, and body better through impact and past impact, and also kind of help us from if we have some trouble with flipping it like my student had. Okay, so again, this first drill to help us sequence up a little bit better, I'm going to take an alignment stick, I'm going to hold it here. Okay, I'll get set to the ball. Notice how it's just about an inch off my side here. Okay, I'm going to make a backswing just like 3/4. Then I'm going to come down back to impact, and I'm going to return back to that same spot. I'm not trying to get my hands way out in front here, or this stick way out from my side. I want it just about an inch away. So I'm good at impact. Now a lot of people will stop here. I like to put the club in front, and now from here I'm going to feel my club, hands and arms and body work through together, and I'm going to keep it that same inch off my side. I'm not trying to push my arms way out. That's not very good either. Okay, and I also don't want to then have my hands flip. Hey, the stick will hit my side. So down to impact, an inch off my side, club in front, and I feel it work together there. Okay. Now you can also do this without an alignment stick. Hold the club up at the end of the, like basically at the end of the club head. Do that same thing, and I come back to impact. Hey, the shaft's about an inch off my side. Feel my club, hands and arms and body work through impact, good there together, and keep it that same inch off my side. And notice for both of them how this, my lead hand, okay, my bottom hand, I'm sorry, hasn't flipped over this way. It stayed nice and stable through the shot. Okay. The second one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my setup. I'm going to put the club in front. I'm going to take my bottom hand off the club, and I'm going to have my lead hand go to kind of that perfect fall through or a couple feet past the ball. I'm going to take my trail hand, and I'm going to let it feel like it's going to go back a little bit, like I'm making almost a little bit of a backswing. And I want to feel here now my trail hand, arm, and backside of my body here, and I'm going to let them swing on through and put that hand on the club. Okay. If I don't get good rotation or sequence with my body doesn't move, hey, I can't get to it. Hey, if I did too much, you can see how it's over here and I still haven't turned. So again, I've got to feel my body and arm, my arm and body move together here to get to this good kind of post-impact spot. Again, it hasn't flipped, I haven't pushed it way out, but this is kind of, if I play golf, I'm going, okay, here's where I'm trying to feel like I'm getting to. So it's kind of helping me find that end that I maybe haven't felt before, okay? So again, I like this one here a lot. I'm here, club in front, out in front here. And again, that wrist nice and stable, club out in front, not to the sky, just a little bit angle. And again, I'm feeling this back hand, but it's not just my hand, it's my backside of my body. Again, I'm trying to sequence up my arm and body to go through to be good at impact here or post-impact, okay? Okay, that's where I'm trying to get to. No flip there, good stable, good with sequencing of my arms and body and club through that shot. And if I can do that, I'm going to hit a lot better shots.